What's up, guys? Today I have an unboxing for you guys. I got 10 volumes of a series. I would have gotten the whole series, but Tokyo Pop went out of business, so the last 2 volumes will not be published in America unless another company picks it up. I've already done this unboxing, but unfortunately my camera ran out of battery, so I'm doing this again. Hopefully it works this time, but let's get started. But the box is already open since I already did it one time. But here we have Mirai Nikki, or Future Diary as it's translated to. And this series is freaking amazing. And if you don't know, the anime is currently airing in Japan and I've been watching it every week. I mean, it's just fantastic. At first I didn't start watching it, like I didn't really know what the series was, but my friend was like, he's like, oh man, this series is so cool. It's like schizophrenic and psycho or whatever. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, Mirai Nikki, man, that series is awesome. And I was like, well, I'll try it. And he's like, yeah, you should. And from the first episode, man, this series is amazing. And I liked it so much I wanted to get the manga, so I found it on Right Stuff and I had to pick it up. So this is volume 10. And let me get the other ones. Volume 1, Yuno. She is awesome. She's the best character, and if you've seen this series, you'll probably agree with me that she's the best character because she's awesome. But if you don't know Future Diary Mirai Nikki, the story revolves around a boy, Yuki, who kind of acts as a bystander, like throughout his whole life. He never really associates with people. He kind of just watches people, and what he does is he keeps a diary on his phone of everything he sees. And he's only got one friend, and that one friend is an imaginary friend. I think it's pronounced like Deuce, and he is the god of time and space, and he controls time and space. But supposedly he's an imaginary friend. But in the first episode we find out that he really can manipulate time and space, because he gives Yuki his phone, and his phone like can see into the future and like gives him details of what he sees in the future. First he doesn't really believe it, but he wakes up and tells him that he's going to hit a bullseye with his darts, and that it gives him details of a murder case, and like it just tells him stuff throughout his day. And he sees the news, he hits the bullseye, that happens, then he sees the news of the murder case, that happens, and then as the day goes on, more and more things happen, like that his phone is telling him. And it's just pretty crazy. But Dukes, whatever his name is, he tells him that if his phone is destroyed, then he dies as well. So the phone cannot be harmed. So he has to do everything he can not to let people know about it. And later we find out about another diary holder, Yuno. And Yuno is awesome, and she's just like crazy, but she's cool. But she is at first she just looks like your normal like successful like student schoolgirl, but we find out later that she's pretty psycho and she's obsessed with Yuki. And there's Yuno and there's Yuki, and he's got a chain on him and she's watching him. So yeah, that kind of explains it right there. But at first she kind of just looks like your normal schoolgirl or whatever, but she like starts acting creepy, and she's like telling Yuki she likes him so much and everything. And she tells him that there's a serial killer after him, and he's like, what? Oh, what? And sure enough, a serial killer comes around, and he's in this building or whatever, and Yuki's phone says cornered by serial killer, dead end. So that pretty much says he's gonna die. His future is that he's gonna die. But Yuno comes up with this plan to destroy the serial killer, because the serial killer is the third diary holder, and if they destroy his phone, he dies. And they come up with this plan and they destroy his phone and he dies. Then later they go back to the god of time and space, his lair or whatever, and all the diary holders are around. Like, there were 12, but they killed the third one, so there was 11. And the god of time and space explains to the diary holders that there will be like a survival game, and whoever the last person is standing out of the diary holders becomes the god of time and space, becomes his successor as the god of time and space. So they have this big tournament pretty much, and Yuki doesn't want to have a part in it, but he's forced to, and everybody else is like looking at him because he already destroyed one of the diary holders. So Dukes whatever is like, he's like, well, I'm thinking that Yuki's gonna win. Number 1 is gonna win, and Yuki's number 1, and Yuno's number 2. And her diary gives details of what Yuki is doing. So every 10 minutes she gets updates of what Yuki's doing, and that's really creepy. But she's awesome. So yeah. So if you haven't checked this series out, I highly advise that you check this series out, because it is freaking epic. So far, at least. I've heard that the ending isn't really that good, but still, like, this is like one of my new favorite series. Like, I rated it a 10 already because I like it so much. Like, it was already 6 episodes in when I started watching it, and I watched all 6 episodes in one night. I came back from my classes or whatever. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna watch that show my friend told me to watch, because I had nothing better to do that night. And I'm so glad I did, because it's such a great series. It's freaking amazing. Kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, maybe like Death Note, like, with the competition, and then like Higurashi. Yeah, like Higurashi when they cry, because Yuno kind of reminds me of like Rena or something, because she just goes around and like kills people, and she's crazy. But yeah, so that was my unboxing of Mirai Nikki Future Diary. I highly recommend this series. It is freaking awesome. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.